I've been sharing, for those of you that follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all those other things, my daily devotion on my thing for this year, which is the year of determination. And I actually started out this year talking about the year of determination through little sayings, through little phrases. And then about a week ago, Passion Week, the week that led us up to Resurrection Sunday, I was talking about what Jesus did day by day, kind of intertwined that with my theme on the year of determination. And so I got so much good feedback about the video clips that I was inspired by someone who emailed me or inboxed me, I can't remember inboxed me on Facebook and said to me, oh, could you turn your year of determination moments of inspiration and saying, could you turn that into video clips as well? And so I started doing that. And so today, as I told most of the people that follow me on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, that I was going to be on your show, of course, this morning, and that I was going to somehow see how we can get my word of inspiration as part of the show today. Awesome. And so today, being that you have a topic, we're talking about praise and worship, I want to intertwine that with the year of determination for those of you that have been following me, and maybe some of you want to follow me after today. You know, you can catch me on Instagram. That's Clay E. Johnson. I'm Clay Johnson 19. On Twitter, that's Clay E. Johnson. And on Facebook, Elder Clay Johnson. But for those of you that have been following me and those of you that are going to follow me, today on our Word of Inspiration, I want to talk about the importance of how praise and worship is to the life of those who are determined. Now, this chapter, if I ever do write a book, Frisco Kid, this chapter right here is going to have to strictly be for believers, because I do have a lot of people that have been following my inspirational words that are not believers. But praise and worship it separates the boys from the girls. It separates the believers from the non-believers, because praise and worship takes us before the presence of God. And when we come before the presence of God, guess what? God does not show us anything else or anybody else but ourselves. When we come into the presence of God through our praise and worship, God shows me how messed up I am and how far I am, but He doesn't leave me there. He shows me how I can get back in tune and how I can get become more closer to Him and be in right standing with Him, so that I can be back on the right avenue, the right road to my level of determination or my level of destiny. Many of us have become off kilter in our road to our destiny, on the road to determination, because we've been moved by our surroundings. We've been moved by things. We've been moved by circumstances. We've been moved by people. We've been moved by issues of life. And so it has gotten us off kilter. And what worship does is, I'm trying not to preach, even though, it's in me. But what worship does is worship takes you off of the road. You know what worship and praise is? Worship and praise, my God, is the rest stop. You know how sometimes you got to replenish because you've been driving for so long, you've been on the road for so long, and sometimes you need to stop. You know, there's a McDonald's and there's a restroom where you got to use the bathroom and kind of regroup yourself. That's what worship and praise do, because sometimes we get so busy on the road of life, on the road of working towards our goal, on the road of working towards our destiny, that we become, like a car. If you keep driving a car, the oil is running out mile by mile. So you need to stop, my God, at the gas station. You need to stop at the rest station, and you need to what? Fuel back up. That's what praise and that's what worship does. It causes you to be refueled. It gives you the opportunity to, as you sit in the presence of God, you reevaluate how far you've come, but you reevaluate how far it's going to take you to get there. And even as worship leaders, even as preachers, sometimes you got to sit back and you got to let somebody preach to you. Sometimes as a worship leader, you got to sit back and you got to sit in the atmosphere of another praise and worship leader. I never forget, I had the opportunity of meeting Judy McAllister some years ago Ty Tribbett used to have a conference up in the Poconos, and I went, and it was the best worship experience I had ever had. And now she's like one of my mentors now. We're very close. We talk, we text. I just texted a couple of days ago. But the experience that I had, because I did not know that I was running off of empty fuel. I was running as a worship leader every Sunday, Sunday by Sunday, and just needing to be refueled, and that gave me the opportunity to be refueled at that conference and go back to my local church, and then become, more motivated at what God had called me to do.
Okay, 1 minute, because we got a phone call.
Oh, we got a phone call.
IBN Gospel, you on the air. Hello? Hello? Okay, I guess they'll come back. Continue.
And so it caused me, that experience, to become refueled so that I can go back to my church and be more effective and be more refreshed and be more revived. And we all need that in our walk of life. We all need that on the road to our destiny in this year of determination. We need a rest stop. And that rest stop is praise and it is worship.